is good? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be talking about the cards coming in the Tis the Season Past Meets Present set in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Now, here's the deal, guys. In our last drop, the Tis the Season drop, we saw a really good content drop. We saw lock-in Penny Hardaway. We saw Ron Artest, D-Rob. A lot of really good options. Today, I don't know if I can say the same. Now, obviously, we probably have something more coming. But the one thing, maybe not. The one thing I will say is maybe Kobe won't be as expensive as I initially thought. Why? Well, I think this set tomorrow is only going to be a 5-card drop. Maybe it's more, but I just have a hard time seeing it be more, especially considering who we see in the league. Because my whole thing is, if it was going to be something special on the league, they would not put a guy like Udonis Haslem or PJ Tucker. They just wouldn't. They would put something else. So I expect this set tomorrow to be super cheap. Obviously, lock-in is going to be Andre Iguodala, but yeah, it's not going to be anything too special. Now, well, let's break down all the cards that we do know that are coming tomorrow. PJ Tucker, LaMarcus Aldridge, Kemba Walker, UD, as well as lock-in Iggy. Let's start at the top. Is Andre Iguodala going to be worth the lock-in? Let's start with that. In my opinion, no. He is not going to be worth the lock-in. Why? Well, because when I'm looking at things, we've got other shooting guards that are obviously really solid. And for me, I have a hard time seeing Andre Iguodala even be better than, let's say, a guy like a Ron Artest, right? Ron Artest is 180,000 MT. Sure, you know, that might be too expensive for you, but I have a hard time seeing Iggy surpass him. And then even when we're looking at some of the other cards, I mean, the card I'm highest on is PJ Tucker. And that's crazy that I'm even saying that. But I do think when I'm looking at these cards, PJ Tucker is the card that I think is going to be the best for his specific value. Udonis, again, when was the last time UD has been decent? Kemba might be a fun card to use, but I don't think he's going to be too great. LaMarcus Aldridge could be a decent stretch big. But I mean, for his value, I do think PJ Tucker is the card that I'm looking at like, dang, this card could be really solid for a budget option. And I mean, we've seen some decent small forwards, especially like a Shane Battier type of card who has been pretty decent for his specific value. I think PJ Tucker is going to be relatively similar. Now, again, the hard part about this set is I don't even know what to expect. Like, is it going to be cheap? Are the rubies going to be 10,000 MT, or are the rubies going to be more expensive? Because the one thing I will say is this set could be super cheap come tomorrow. I mean, Amis, probably you're looking at 84,000 MT, but those are only a couple of them. And then if you look at the rubies, I mean, the last rubies we saw were 10,000 MT. So again, I'm really eager to see what 2K does with the prices. I mean, in the breakout set, rubies were 42,000 MT, whereas the Amis were still 84,000 MT. So I don't know. What I would guess is rubies are going to be 42,000 MT. Amis are going to be 84,000 MT. And to lock in the set, obviously, it's going to cost you, I don't know, over 250,000 MT, or right around 250,000 MT, which is still a lot of MT. I don't want to get that twisted, but what I'm hoping is these Amis are 84,000 MT, and that they make the rubies only, what would they be, 10,000 MT? That's what I'm hoping for at the end of the day. Now remember, Iggy is needed for the ultimate Kobe Bryant. But with this being said, I bet both of our Tuesday drops are going to be decently inexpensive. And so, I mean, maybe you're looking at more like, let's see, I mean, more like, I don't know, a little over $150 to $200 for this set instead of $250. If this set is obviously going to be as cheap as it is. And it's interesting. This is past meets present. So is this like the in-between stages of past and present? And are we going to get a present set in the future? Like, that's kind of where I'm headed. Like, a lot of these cards are older cards, or cards that were, or players that were good, like, you know, 10 years ago. And so I have a feeling, you know, we're going to continue to see this kind of trend towards the present, because none of these cards I would say are present cards. These cards I would say are past meets the presents, like that in between stage. And that's something to think about for the future content drops within this whole Tis the Season set. The thing that I'm enjoying the most is I'm trying to get Kobe Bryant. So, I mean, with me, I'm hoping this set costs, I mean, let's do some quick math. If the set last week, what did that cost? I mean, I don't even remember. It was still pretty expensive. But if the set this week can cost, I don't know, let's say, with everything here, it should be like, what, less than 100,000 VC. I think we're trending in the right direction, because that's just kind of my whole thing is, if you can buy this set for cheap, Kobe is going to be cheaper than I initially thought, and that is a big time deal for everybody that is going for Kobe Bryant. It is the fact that he is cheaper than everybody initially thought. Now again, who knows? Maybe we'll see more cards, maybe even like, who knows? Maybe we'll see some sapphires in this set tomorrow. Again, I'm not exactly sure, but the one thing about it is there is no diamonds in this set. So, I mean, even MT wise, if you're trying to get Kobe and have some leftover MT, maybe it's smart or wise of you guys to just spend your MT buying these cards if you have them, instead of spending your VC. That's something, again, to kind of keep in the back of your guys' minds and think about as we are diving into this whole Tis the Season set. I wish I could say I was super excited about any of these cards coming tomorrow. PJ Tucker's probably the card I'm most excited about. Obviously, if you get Iggy, he can play. Iggy, after, obviously, if you're looking, you know, and ranking these cards, after the top guy in Ron Artest, Iggy could be that second best shooting guard. But again, remember, the ultimate reward is Kobe Bryant. So how long is Iggy going to play for? That is the question you guys are going to have to ask yourself. If you are not going for Kobe Bryant, I'm telling you right now, do not lock in for Andre Iguodala. His stats, his badges, his animations might even be okay, but is he going to be the best shooting guard in the game? No. And I think that is ultimately what he would have to be if you did want to at least encourage me to lock in for the card. So, I mean, again, for me, maybe if these amethysts were cheaper, I would hype up LaMarcus Aldridge, but if he's going to be 84,000 MT, I don't think I can do that. Obviously, I think PJ Tucker is going to be good for his value. Is he going to be 10,000 MT? Is he going to be 40,000 MT? That is something we are going to have to monitor for tomorrow. I wish I could sit up here in front of you guys and say I was more excited about this content drop, but the one thing I'm most excited about is I'm not going to have to spend a ton of money on the game come tomorrow. And I think that is important if you want to get a lot of people excited about the Kobe Bryant that ultimately is coming out on December 22nd. I want to know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. So let me know, who are you guys most excited about? Are you guys excited to add Iggy to your squad? Because I know a lot of people do like Iggy, and I think as far as a 3-and-D option, he could be the best perimeter defender in the entire game. Or if you are excited about the PJ Tucker, he's got one of the best releases in the game, as well as a wide player build. Could be one of the best budget ballers. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.